Hi guys, my name is Monica Williams, and today I will be talking about the drug heroin. We will discuss what is heroin, where it came from, and how it is used, in addition to the history of heroin and the effects, risks, and consequences when using this drug. So let's get started. Heroin is an illegal, highly addictive drug processed from morphine, a naturally occurring substance extracted from the seed pod of the poppy plant. It originates in South America and Southeast Asia. Heroin in America is considered a Schedule I drug. Heroin can be sold as a white or brown powder that is usually coated with other substances like sugar, caffeine, and baking soda. Highly pure heroin can be smoked and snorted. As for impure heroin, it can be dissolved, diluted, and injected into veins, muscles, or under the skin. Now let's start to talk about the history of heroin. Humans have been cultivating the opium poppy using the resins from its flower for medicinal and recreational use since about 55 years ago. In 1874, Charles Romley Alder Wright, a British chemist, was the first to synthesize heroin. Yet no practical use resulted from the discovery, and it was highly ignored by the scientific community. In 1897, Felix Hoffmann, a German chemist, attempted to create codeine for morphine. Yet he actually synthesized heroin, which turned out to be twice as potent as morphine. The Bayer company decided to give the drug the name heroin from the German word heroisch, meaning heroic. Heroin was bought to doctors as a cough suppressant. The drug was marketed by the company as a non-addictive alternative to morphine and codeine. Doctors would use this drug to treat illnesses such as pneumonia and tuberculosis. Although heroin was marketed to be non-addictive and a substitute for morphine, evidence quickly showed otherwise. Evidence showed how patients' tolerance would rapidly go up, resulting in need of a higher dosage to be increased over time, and some patients would continue to take the drug even if it was not needed. Other things that alarmed doctors were the withdrawal symptoms patients would go through when stopping the drug. Eventually, with heroin in the US during the 20th century, it created a serious problem due to no nationwide regulations restricting its availability. What also contributed to the serious problems was other medications containing heroin and other powerful drugs, in addition to customers not being aware. Not until 1906, the Pure Food and Drug Act required accurate product labels to fix this issue. Another act called the Harrison Narcotic Act of 1914 created government control over heroin. Lastly, Congress outlawed the importation of opium, ending legal production of the drug in the U.S. Unfortunately, the U.S. still endured two major heroin epidemics, one during World War II and the other during the Vietnam War. Both epidemics seem to happen due to lack of purity in the heroin that was available and the increase in cost. While also in the Vietnam War, soldiers ages 18 to 20 weren't allowed to drink. Therefore, finding an alternative like heroin and adding things like marijuana and tobacco to smoke it. Now today, according to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, in 2016, about 948,000 Americans reported using heroin in the past year, a number that continues to increase. This trend appears to be largely driven by adults ages 18 to 25. This number has been doubling since 2006. With heroin use on the rise, more individuals have been experiencing more negative health problems. Heroin does not only affect the urban areas, but also the suburban and rural communities, meaning this is a problem that can affect anyone and everyone. Now let's talk about the effects of heroin on the body, short term, long term, and the different risks and consequences.
Heroin enters the brain rapidly and binds to specific receptors in the brain called mu-opioid receptors. Our body contains neurotransmitters that bind to these receptors throughout the brain and body to regulate pain, pleasure, and hormone release. Due to the powerful high abusers feel the first time when taking this drug, it often leads to repeated and habitual use. Short term use would include vomiting, dry mouth, heavy feeling in arms and legs, and clouded mental functioning, while long term use would include insomnia, collapsed veins, damaged tissue inside nose, and mental disorders. Risks and consequences when people try to use heroin could include people who inject and share needles can spread HIV, hepatitis C and B. Due to additives in heroin, it can lead to clogged blood vessels, leading to lungs, liver, kidneys, or causing brain damage. It can lead to overdose or even death. That's the end of my video. Thank you for watching.